RockEyez would like to welcome Mark Allen Lanoue. Hey, man, what's up? Fiction Syxx.
Hey, how's it going, Brian? How are you, man?
Really good. This is our second interview, and, I saw you at Rocklahoma back in 2008.
Ah, you're aging me, man.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Same thing, So, we're not young, but proud,
That's right. That's right.
And still doing really good. And, your first release was on Melodic Rock Records. Tell me a little bit about that album first,
Yeah, Tall Dark Secrets, that was kind of the name Fiction Syxx actually came up many years ago, but when I started working with these guys, which they're all great, J.K. and Rory and now Larry. At the time, it was the first album was done with Tony the Fretless Monster Franklin, and of course Eric Ragno. He's fabulous as well. But we started working with that one on a song called "Welcome to My Nightmare," and so it just kind of started moving from there. It was around 2016 when we started really working on that stuff. And then the first one, I kind of wanted to turn it into something. I always wanted to play with a bunch of other artists that I had respect for, and from the 80s and stuff like that. So I wanted to get that out of my system on the first record. So of course, I had some really happening players and singers on that one. Like Jimmy Bell,
right?
Played on Given Sight, and we had a connection there because Jimmy Bell and I have a mutual bandmate, which is Carl Sentence. He's now in Nazareth, and he's been singing for Don Airey for years now. But Carl was in a band with him called the Geezer Butler Band. That's what Jimmy Bell was in with. And then I later on joined Carl in a band called Persian Risk USA down in Florida. And so there's a connection there between those. But Jimmy's just amazing player. But it goes on. Bill Leverty played on Toe the Line, and I did have Carl sing on one song with me, Larger Than Life, and of course it was a connection to my old buddies from Jersey, which are Trickster. So Steve Brown played on Larger Than Life as well, played a really cool solo on that. Great guy. I really like Steve-O a lot. Known him for a really long time. So, and those guys as well.
Yeah.
But the list goes on. People can go to the site. They can go to fiction6rocks.com, and they can see all those artists that were on the first record. But really what the whole name and everything had to do with my birthday. I'm born on 6/6/66 in Elizabeth, New Jersey. And so I went through a lot of that, fiction behind the sixes, right? So that's where that all came from. And I've always been into the mystique and all that kind of stuff. So that's really what that whole thing was about, the Tall Dark Secrets.
Right. Now, a lot of these people who played on your releases and stuff are like, I feel like family because, J.K., Northrup, Eric Ragno, like you said, Steve-O, and all these people are like, buddies of mine and stuff like that. So, like, and also Melodic Rock Records with, Andrew. I mean, it's like a hometown feel for that release, and the new one, too, the Alternative Me.
Sure.
So tell me a little bit about the second release coming out. And by the way, Tall Dark Secrets, what an amazing song. I feel it really is. I listened to it at least 10 times today. It's just amazing. It's phenomenal. Your vocals are excellent. I really hope everybody at least goes and checks out the new video and stuff like that in the song because it's amazing. And congratulations on that. So tell me a little bit about the new album.
Thank you. Well, the new album is really turning out fantastic. I really feel it's going to blow the first one away. It just J.K. and I are really kind of serving now being the lead guitar player on the whole thing. There's no guests on this one. It's all about the band. We have Larry Hart who came on. Man, what a fantastic bass player. What a fabulous guy. Really glad to have him aboard. And as you know, the guys that are in the band, it's not just about brotherhood. These guys are just so fantastically talented. The songs that I write, they are what they are because they make them all the better, right? So, but Tall Dark Secrets, that particular track was one that was left over from the first one, obviously by the name, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't finished, and it wasn't quite the track that we really wanted it to be, as you hear it now.
Right. Yeah.
That this is what we wanted it to be, and it just wasn't quite there. And I originally wrote that song, of all things, right when Persian Wrist broke up. I wrote the original one on 4-track and have carried it around for years, and had a different chorus and all that kind of stuff. But now it finally finds the light of day, and I'm a lot better vocalist than I was in 1994. So.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
So it really just it really came around, and then the songs just really started coming. And JK so great. He comes in and he puts all that wonderful JK icing on the top. His slide playing's amazing. He's got this. He knows just what kind of fills to put in there, and there's also we're collaborating a lot more on several of the tracks on this particular one. Whereas the first one was like, hey, I got another song. Hey, I got another song. Hey, I got another. Right. Now it's more digging into it. JK's going in there and say, well, yeah, that's really cool, but what if I added this? I got a surprise for you. I'm going to send it over to you. If you don't like it, and I always tell them, I'm not. What do you mean if I'm going to like it? There's nothing you've ever sent me that I haven't liked. Right, so I doubt that seriously. So yeah, I'm really blown away by how much effort these guys are putting into it and how great they're making these songs sound. And wait till you hear the rest of it, man. It's really fantastic, and there's a nice mix of tracks. We have some that are a little bit more progressive. We have some that are more on the side of the melodic rock side, and they're just kind of a mix of things that are really cool.
Right. Now, I heard 4 of the tracks. Can you tell me anything about some of the other tracks? I heard Monster in the Mist, Tall Dark Secrets, Angel of Mine, and Winds Remind Me. Tell me about the other tracks.
Well, the other tracks are like we have one called Carry the Light. It's a really powerful song. It has some really cool guitar licks in it. There's one that JK's been kind of making really nice and adding some new parts to, which went a lot further than I ever saw the song going. But that one's My Darkest Hour. Man, some of them get heavy.
Right.
Others get more progressive, where there's some really cool guitar work in them. There's a few of them where JK and I get to shine and we shred on them. JK played an awesome guitar solo on Darkest Hour. Can't wait for you to hear that. We're trying to find those spots too, because obviously Eric Ragno can shred on the keys too. Right. I really want to find those spots in here where we can have him shine, because he's so amazing of a player as well. But I think you're going to really dig them, because they just kind of move in and out of these different fields without going too far away. They all connect really nicely, like Lego blocks. Plus, they all have a story behind them. I'm an old school writer. I like to write about things that mean something, that have some kind of premise and story behind them. So I'm hoping that people will really enjoy them.
Cool. Now, when's the release?
Well, right now we're kind of working on the pre-order, and as you know, the music industry has really become really tough these days, and so we're trying to raise the funds to finish it up. We've got a lot of the tracks, the bones, the skeleton, everything's there. It's just a matter of finishing it up now. Doing all and that's some of the harder parts. JK has to do the mixing and the producing and that kind of stuff. So. That's where we're at now. We're adding the last tracks here and there. If I have to re-sing something, JK's doing some really cool background track stuff, like on Tall Dark Secrets. Those backgrounds where they're answering back, that's all JK, I like that because it adds a different tonality to the track. It's not all one guy singing, everything, and I really like that.
Right.
So.
Wow. What's the next step once the release is out there?
Once the release is out there, we really want to start, probably come up with another video, but I would really love this group to play live, even if it's just a couple times, out of the year. I'd love to be able to do that. But that's like with anything else. You have to have the interest, you have the ability to get the group there, that kind of stuff. Because obviously, Rory's in Nashville, where Tony Harnell is now, but that's where, so, and I tell him, my drummer's there, so, but, so it's, you've got he's in Nashville. We've got J.K. and Eric. They're over in California, and that's, Larry's over in that area as well. So, people are all in different places, so we want to kind of, to bring them all together, it's probably going to have to be like a festival event kind of thing. But I think once this release comes out there and people get to hear this one, I think they'll be a little bit more interested and say, hey, I'd love to hear those guys live and, get them here. And we can deliver, I mean, as individual players, and we've all been in bands before and we've all played in front of lots of people and gone on tours. So it's, it's not like it's something that's foreign to us. So.
Right. Wow. Well, what about anything on vinyl or anything coming out like special?
Well, that would all be according to our mate in Australia, right?
Right. So,
yeah. He's driving the bus right now, a little bit further away over there with the wombats. But he's been really good about supporting Fiction Syxx because obviously Fiction Syxx is even though they're known players in the band, it's an unknown name, and we have a little different approach to the music. It's so. He took a gamble on the first one, and I truly appreciate that. And he really has a lot of faith in the band. But so whatever he decides, I think right now it's getting to the pre-order where they've got the long box and some special things. And there are a couple bonus tracks that I haven't mentioned. And I'm not going to mention them. They're really a surprise. We've done a couple covers of some tracks that are really, really cool. But those, I don't know where we'll put those yet. Maybe it'll be like a Japanese release thing or whatever. But again, that's up to Andrew, whatever he would like to do.
Right. Who picked the single for Tall Dark Secrets? Did Andrew pick that, or you picked that song?
I think really that was kind of a collective thing because it was the first one that we finished. It really was slamming.
Right.
And so we decided that would be the first one to put out there to get people's attention that, hey, this is not exactly the same as the last one, and we plan to deliver further than the first one because the debut was kind of like, all of us getting our hands wet and our feet wet with, the players and getting used to each other's style and, those kind of things. And now that the second one is more like, okay, we know where it works. And, JK knows when I'm having a good day and when it's a duck day,
Right. Wow. Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, you need to re-sing that one then. So, so.
Wow. When I listen to that, I feel like, kind of like listening to like old time Syxx. That's what that song reminds me of when I hear it, Tall Dark Secrets and stuff like that. I really enjoyed that song. I mean, Eric does a fantastic job. Everybody does. And, I really hope people at least give it a listen. Once they listen to it, and I think they want to, listen to the complete release, So.
Sure. Well, it's funny that you bring up Syxx because there's a lot of songs like what I've done in Biloxi and Chasing Karma. They go, you like Syxx? Okay, every now and then my Dennis DeYoung comes out. I can't.
That's what I thought.
Help it.
That's exactly what I thought. I swear to God. That's exactly. I really did. I that's what I kept on saying. Man, it sounds like Syxx.
Yeah, I'm a big Tommy Shaw fan back from the day, and I remember sitting around listening to my Cornerstone and my Pieces of Eight and Crystal Ball, and I was a big Syxx fan.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Is there anything else you're working on besides Fiction Syxx?
At the moment, no, because we're really putting a lot of energy into this. I really love the stuff that we do together, and JK and I work together really well. And that's just so wonderful to actually be in that position,
Right. Yeah.
And I really want this to be really good, just as he does and just as the group does. So it's really to put the focus into this.
Right.
Other people have asked me if because they'd like me to sing on some of the stuff. Hey, I'm open to that. I'm cool with that. And there's a couple people that help.
Right.
I can change.
Right.
I like everything from Tony Harnell and Graham Bonnet and other stuff. If it's a different style, it's fine with me. I like all kinds of stuff. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, congratulations on the new album, The Alternative Me. You'd like to say anything in conclusion? Well,
I'd like to get the people to go ahead and check it out and go to Melodic Rock, and you can also go to our website, which is fiction6rocks.com, and you can pre-order this CD. It will help us out quite a bit in getting a closer release date in this day and age. But I just appreciate you getting the word out there along with others to get people to know who Fiction 6 is, and get to know the artist as well. And I do appreciate all the fans. I appreciate friends, family. You're in that group, and all the people that are helping to get this out there.
Cool. Thanks very much, Mark. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, rock on, brother.
Talk to you later, man. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.